Totally fine, but he does have that sleeve on the left forearm. He will be in there along with Boswell, Trey White, Ben Hummerkaus, and Tomislav Ivičić for Indiana. Still no Malik Reneau. He's still working his way back from the...
He was messing with that brace on his wrist quite a bit.
Indiana wins the tip. Terry Oglesby, Michael Reed, Randy Richardson are officials tonight. We're underway from Assembly Hall. See how involved they get Ballo early. Working against Ivičić, the young big man, nearly turns it over. Goody hits the deck, and then a foul is called. It's going to be Hummerkaus undercutting Rice.
Just taking out the legs of Miles Rice.
It's strange going against your former team, but there's really only one guy who's available who he played with as Rice pushes it in.
Miles Rice is starting to figure out the scoring thing here for Indiana. Four of his last 5 games in double figures, 15 points a game, and there with that drop coverage, that floater's going to be there all night long.
Wide open, Jakačionis looks just fine.
Man, carnage on the floor. Goody Ben.
Finished that game with 0 points, 1 assist, just 2 field goal attempts. 5 to shoot, and Mbako's going to have to make it happen. Guarded by White, off the screen from Ballo. Step away, Jay. It's 2.
They need Mackenzie Mbako to be a player here. You look at his numbers over the last 2, non-existent, just 6 points total. Big sign to see him get that Jay going early.
White driving kick, Jakačionis spins on Rice, just forcing his way inside. He banks it home.
With the physicality that he's bringing to Miles Rice, just knocking him back, staying on balance.
Early against Iowa, but battled back to take it. A 1-point lead at one point in the first half as Mbako can't hit. Tip in goes Ballo.
Well, Ivičić comes over to contest that shot. There's just nobody home to crap back on Oumar Ballo. Ballo has been a force. 3 of his last 4 games, double-doubles for the big fella.
10 and 13 in the last one. Jakačionis leave it. Ivičić over the double, and he squeezes it through.
Oh, he really?
No, Ivičić clears. Boswell leaves it. Jakačionis. Boswell's got to be thrilled to have his running mate back with him. Has had a number of turnovers the last 2, and Jakačionis is 3 for 3.
In transition, Oumar Ballo is matched up with Jakačionis, and he just gives him another open look from 3.
8 quick points in just 2.5 minutes in the return for Kasparas Jakačionis. 18 to shoot for Rice. Goody the connector on the outside for Mbako. Picked up by Jakačionis. Reset now with Rice. Ballo, bounce it, Rice to the rim.
Ballo averaging over 2 assists
per game over his last 7. Screen comes from Ballo. Rice steps into a deep one. Can't hit it. And the rebound tipped to White. Looking to run. Attacks on Galloway. White to the rim. Banks it home.
Nice job there by Trey White of just keeping his head to the...
Loves his basketball IQ, what he brings to this team.
Hummerkaus has started doing this.
Illinois 0 for their last 6 until now.
Same as Marcus Domask, how kind of after the new year, he got into the backing.
Sid. So Rice, Carlisle, Ballo, Goody, and Mbako, and now a zone look from the Hoosiers. It leaves Gibbs Lawhorn wide open. Too strong. Rebound slam. Trey White takes the imaginary ladder. And it's gone in this first half. Illinois 7 of 11 from the floor. Indiana 4 for 16 start. Gibbs Lawhorn. Too strong. Rebound Ivičić. Second chance. He'll just go right back up and knock it down.
I think with a freshman guarding him, whether it's Morris Johnson or it's Tomislav Ivičić, they got to get the big fella a touch and make Illinois decide if they want to post double.
Turnover. White. Kick. Gibbs Lawhorn. Pump. Drive. He's athletic. And he's fouled. 2 free throws from Jakačionis, who's going to check back in. Will Riley will check in for the foul.
Ballo's been off the floor. It's been open season on this defense at the rim. Packers win here, had 5 assists at Iowa, makes winning plays.
9 straight misses for the Hoosiers offense after a 4 for 7 start. Bounce, Tucker, Jay, money.
They needed that one. And you just run Bryson Tucker off screens on that baseline. Jakačionis getting picked off. Tucker a bit of a line drive, but some sorely needed offense for Indiana.
Jakačionis off the screen. Reload, Boswell. Ivičić sets it. Boswell double. Swing. Riley, 12 to shoot. Inside Ivičić. Leal is there. Cutter is Johnson. Comes up short. Follows his miss for 2. +1. A team that's continuously learning how to problem solve. He called Tomislav Ivičić. Boswell looking to push. Rice steps up defensively. 2-man game with Ivičić. He'll step into the 3. Ivičić, right place, right time for the slam.
This is just not good enough by Indiana rebounding the basketball. Give up another offensive rebound and then just zero contest for Ivica going to slam that one home.
He's got 6. This is ballooned to 15. Pull up pop. Carlisle bottom. Eerily reminiscent for Indiana to the start at Iowa on Saturday. Fell down double digits within the first couple minutes. Battled back, took that 1-point lead, but really ran out of gas. We're on the wrong end of a 16-0 run at the end of the first half. That comes up short for Riley. Another offensive rebound.
What a pass.
Ivica to Jakacijonas. With the flavor in Bloomington. Approaching 10 minutes to play in the first half. Rice, leave it, extra. Leal, drive, spin, body. Leal, no space. And he found the angle and will draw the foul. Get 2 free throws when we come back. When shooting, again, a struggle for this Hoosier team, just 31.9%. The last 4 games, Renew went out in the opening minutes of that Rutgers game. Woodson trying to protect his player. Of the graduates on this team, Mr. Basketball Indiana 2020, who again has had some important moments for this team this year. Pick and pop. Ivica 3 is good.
The drop coverage, that's going to be a tough guard for Ballo. Pick and pop. Ivica, very capable 3-point shooter, making Ballo pay for it.
Ballo, the easy one.
That's where he does.
Ivica right back to Davis. Now Jakacijonas off the screen. Jakacijonas hook it. Davis thought about it. 10 to shoot now for Boswell. Good defensive stand so far for Indiana. Deep one. Boswell on target.
What a massive shot for Kylan Boswell. Had really struggled with his 3-point jumper. 38% from 3. First 2 years at Arizona. Hasn't been the case here this season, but that's a big one for his confidence.
The tough one from Carlisle falls off. Jakacijonas. Cross on Leal a couple of times. Now he'll back him down. Use the size. Jakacijonas is fouled.
6 turnovers, 5 steals. 2 of 8 from the field, 6 of 7 from the function.
That without Jakacijonas, guys were trying to do a little too much. They were changing their roles to a much larger degree. And now another offensive rebound for Illinois. This Indiana defensive glass attack has just not been strong enough. And that's what happens. Kasparas Jakacijonas lighting it up in Bloomington.
What an unbelievable first 12 minutes of this game for Kasparas Jakacijonas.
Galloway, bounce. Ballo. Oh, the major slam. Too strong for Jakacijonas. Will Riley right there.
Indiana's got to block out.
Off the screen. Riley, drive, caught up. Mbako there defensively. Reload with Ivica. No shot. Ivica connects. Way beyond NBA range. Goody sticks the J.
Indiana's got to start getting some stops, and it's going to start on the defensive glass. If they're going to get back in this game, get blow-bys like that, though, it's going to be a long night.
Ball movement leads to the Gibbs Lawhorn 3. Count it, and the foul on Jakacijonas. That Kasparas Jakacijonas tangle to see if it was in the motion, shooting motion, and whether or not this was more for a flagrant 1 on Luke Goody. It's
only 7 of 14 from 3. They have honestly been
2 loss to USC, ends up being quad 3 loss for the time being, as Jakacijonas now up to 16. Rebound swiped down by Mbako. So Mbako, Galloway, Tucker, Ballo, and Goody, the 5 for Mike Woodson. Then somebody get going. Galloway lob it up. Ballo slam it home.
They found something here with the Oumar Ballo pick and roll.
Goody open 3 ball. Too strong.
Not a good look.
Under 6 to play in the first half. Ivica another 3. Book it.
He's got
a Horn will save. Indiana catches a break on the fast break and lost. Still up for grabs. Jakacijonas comes away with it. What a pass to the outside. White trying to take flight. Riley picks it up and puts it in.
That sums up about how this game has gone. I mean, I think the crowd.
Jakacijonas will go to the bench. 16 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and it's just non-stop right now.
This is a
nothing.
waterfall of offense for Illinois.
They're shooting 58% from the floor, 50% from 3, 86% from the line, and finally something to stop the bleeding from Miles. Rice will push. Gives Lawhorn there, and a reload with 20 on the shot clock. Ballo, look how far out he has to catch it. Ivisic doing his work early.
That's got to be a foul. He's put 2 hands on Ballo.
And finally, the whistle does blow. This is a critical stretch for Indiana if they want to give themselves any
games in double figures, averaging 18 and 12. I just think that they need to find him, and now that they've gotten, I just think Trey White can get that whenever he wants.
Within 26, Rice, the attack, floats, and got to go.
With that drop coverage, Miles Rice is going to have opportunities in the drop. He's been really good this season on 2s off the bounce, and that's what they're giving him.
Boswell bouncing inside for White. Surrounded, and he's fouled by Rice.
15, 16. Got to start chipping away here. In a game and don't shoot that great of a percentage.
Mike Woodson felt their half-court defense was actually solid, especially in the first half. It was the easy ones that allowed for Iowa to get in rhythm, and Boswell using the strength again. Rice is going to pick up a second.
That's just...
And Boswell will look to add to his tally. He's got 5. Taken 10 free throws. This will be the 11th. And Indiana's only taken 4.
This half is that their weak side help defense and pick and roll has not been there. Ballo has been able to roll to the rim uncontested, and if he doesn't get a piece of this ball, that's going to be an alley-oop dunk for Oumar Ballo.
Gode knocked down the mid-range, and yet this cushion has not really shrunk all that much. Galloway lobs it up, can't finish, and another whistle. Rez Johnson only with 1. Yeah, the numbers on the season for Galloway.
Just a guy that knows what's going on. Also can make a shot from the perimeter, gives you some skill.
Galloway can't bank it in. Rebound off the hands of Ballo. Up ahead, Boswell in a crowd. Doesn't matter to the rim.
But that play doesn't happen if Jake Davis doesn't get a body on Ballo. Just a great job of shifting over and blocking out.
And Ballo is fouled before the...
And so many times in college basketball, we see a shot blocker come over, and there's just nobody home for the...
To re-extend this lead to 27 or 28. It's Yakachonis. Stop, pop, put it in, and the foul.
Well, he's got Kanan Carlisle so off.
He is as crafty as they come. In the first half, 15-second difference shot in Glenn Carlisle.
That's just not a good shot and not a good possession either.
And now Boswell will hold for the final shot. Illinois led by 30 points with 4:51 to play in this first half. They can go up 30 or 31 going into the break. Yakachonis with 8. Davis sets the screen, 5 to shoot. Yakachonis, step back 3, not there. Rebound Ballo, and they won't get off a shot to end the first half. They're going to hear it from their hometown crowd.
Ivisic in foul trouble. You got 2 young bigs there. Ivisic, first year of college basketball. Morez Johnson, freshman. Ballo, one of the most physical players in the league. Good screen there to set up Goody, and then under out of bounds.
He'll run the floor. And now we'll peel it out. Off the screen, Galloway floats it up and in.
Yakachonis going way under on that ball screen. Allowed Trey
Mbako to move his feet. Yakachonis, leave it. White, drive it. Right past Mbako. Great feed. Boswell missed it. Rice, one-on-one with Yakachonis. Long strides. Doesn't get the roll, but he's fouled. So Yakachonis will pick potential 4-point possession with the clock stop and possession coming back.
This is just a needless play by Trey White. These games are on TV. there's only 12 cameras filming this thing.
So first the 2 free throws from Rice, who was fouled at 8%. We've got a couple elite free throw shooters. Trey White himself 5th in the Big Ten. It's just going to take the 2 technical free throws on top of the shooting foul. 30 with 4:51 left in the first half, down 28.
Making a play on it.
He's just so smart defensively.
He's a tank, too.
Absolutely.
Certainly that USC game, the dynamic for Desmond Claude changed when he picked up his second foul.
Goody is fouled. And now Illinois made straight points for Indiana to start since the break. Just a momentum going into the half and never regained control of that game. But this looks like it. Instead of in Iowa City. Bounce. Yakachonis. Kick. Boswell. Drive on Rice. Just too strong for the Deuce.
That's the weight room right there by Kylan Boswell. Miles Russ.
Galloway sets the offense in motion. Just past 4 gone in this second half. And another steal. Boswell looking to go coast to coast. Leave it. Yakachonis to bank it home. Bound. Second chance opportunity now for the Hoosiers. Rice drives, flips it up, and doesn't get the roll. Ballo cleans it up.
There's an example of that shot blocker comes over, and there's just no one there to check out Oumar Ballo. Indiana's got to figure out why they go into these scoring lulls or even playing lulls where it's just not good enough across the board.
And Baco spin, and he's fouled. Trey White is going to pick up another one. He's going to have to be careful now the rest of the way.
Across the board. This is a guy that's now 3 of his last 21 from the game or the Rutgers game. You're like, man, this dude is an all-conference player. But the consistency to the foul line.
Run the offense through Ballo. Nice cushion, spin, and score.
He's got all that space there at the elbow, and he just puts his head down dry.
Double comes. Dangerous pass. Around the horn. Yakachonis with 10. Back to Ivisic. Looking over the defense. What a find! Humbrick House.
There's nobody home on that
effort. Goody's 3. They just cannot buy one from the perimeter. 0 for 10.
In today's version of college basketball, you're just not going to win. And the flip side of that is Illinois shoots a ton.
Gibbs Lawhorn. Not there for 3. Rebound Davis. And a foul going the other way. It's Yakachonis. That'll be his 4th.
That's a massive call. Illinois starting to live on the offensive boards again. And without Yakachonis in you can run it with him, but that ball has got to move side to side. You can look to Hummerkaus to nearly as effective these last 2.
Bloomington kid splits a pair. Back to 20, approaching the midway point of the second half. Can they trim this to within 15 in the next minute or so? Gives Lawhorn his foul. That's not going to help.
Yeah, just can't take that foul. If you're Anthony Leal, you've won the battle.
Free throw line. Illinois now 11-0.
Especially when you consider just how good of a start he got off to his career.
Yeah.
5 of his first 6 games in double figures. Had the 31-point game against Eastern Illinois, his first college game. The last 10 games, he's averaging 7 points a game, 28% from the field, and 15% from 3.
Tucker for 2.
That's what he does. Just pin him in and let him find his mid-range.
Past the midway point of this second half. Indiana's done an excellent job of battling back. Just can't seem to get it over the top. Hummerkaus back to Boswell. He'll rise. Bullseye, a 3.
Those are shots that Kylan
Ballo, Leal, 3, too strong. Boswell, coast to coast.
Ballo was screening off Anthony Leal there. Those 2 guys collide with Yakachonis over on the bench.
He's 2 for 5 from 3 points for Rogers. The only returner is Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, who got limited minutes last year with Ivisic being a sophomore, but this is his first experience in college basketball, and a turnover here for Indiana. Just really impressive the way that they've bounced back after a disappointing game on Saturday. Nice find, and the hang. Riley will get 2. But Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, a sophomore, whereas Johnson, a freshman, he has to be pleased with the way that they've come out. And Rice misfires. Here is Boswell. Along with Yakachonis, just such an efficient and high IQ backcourt. Boswell off 2 feet, leave it inside. Johnson is fouled. Nice night so far. Not necessarily eye-popping.
Offensive rebounders pound for pound in this league. And Ivica. I mean, Ballo has just, they've had no answer for him.
And the jump shots just continue to miss for this Indiana offense. They're 0 for 13 from 3. The mid-range shots haven't really fallen either. Oh, what a move. Boswell just put Mbaka
Between people at the mothership.
Disappointing results in the regular season for Illinois. The Northern Ivica still the 5 on the floor. White turns the corner. Can't score. Good defense by Leal. Looking to track it down. Saves it. Up ahead for Goody. Impressive play. Goody takes the contact for 2.
Tough bucket there by Luke Goody. Certainly this has to be a very disappointing result for him. You know, going against your old team, and it's gotta be weird for him anyway, but I'm sure he did not envision this being a 28-point game with 6 to play.
Backdoor Boswell. Newton fell asleep.
Kylan Boswell has done some
time for anybody to get comfortable with a new program, with new players, new teammates, new coach. But for Boswell, even being as young as he is for a junior, finally a 3-point shot goes down for Indiana. It's Galloway.
And that had to feel good for Trey Galloway, who was 2 of his last 14 from 3 before that one went down.
Meanwhile, 2 more free throws for Boswell.
But you've got all this momentum, and you go to Iowa, you lose competitive in some of the quad 1 games.
Go to Ohio State. Leal, trailer, Galloway, Goody. 5 minutes remaining. Galloway off the screen. Bounce it. Ballo for 2.
You can just see, though, Illinois' game plan is to go under and under and under again on Galloway. Galloway not really looking for a shot. There he finds Ballo, but there's certainly that scouting report saying make Galloway beat us.
Homerick House, nylon.
There's no communication there by Indiana.
Got to feel good for Homerick House. Grew up the Hoosier fan. Now Goody against his former team response.
I'm really Big Ten. If you don't bring it and you're not hooked up and you don't block out, you don't follow assignments, you lose by 30 points. And that's what we've seen today from Indiana.
Tough shot goes down for Riley. Well, that's an Ohio State
USC team that is talented. That they're not a normal team with their roster, but they do have good players.
Davis missed it. Foul. Going to go against Goody, and he is fouled out.
And Goody are going at it, man. Wow.
Be careful. Look out.
Furious.
And they're going to have to be. Ballo just threw on.
Goodness.
This is turned ugly.
What you want to see.
Ivica initiating a little bit of fire, and Ballo came in with a jumping hook. Bench is nearly cleared right here. That bump and some extra words from the big man.
2025, where we have a player who was beloved by the program for 3 years, getting yelled at by a
to review. We have a taunting foul on number 13 Illinois, taunting technical. We have a dead ball contact technical on number 1 Indiana. We have a flagrant 2 technical on number 11 Indiana. He's been ejected from the game. And a contact technical on number 2 for Illinois. By rule, we'll shoot the 2 shots, play off of that.
So Gibbs Lawhorn has a technical in this.
That's enough.
So Ivica will shoot the 2, and we'll go from there. The lineup. And Morez Johnson will do the same after the second from Ivica on the floor for Indiana. Hatton sets the screen for Galloway. Indiana again will go back to the drawing board after this one, going to Ohio State as Leal's 3 is good. 2 minutes remaining. Leal up to 6 points.
We'll see with Ohio State how they kind of pick themselves up off the mat themselves. That Oregon loss crushing, and they've got a big one against Wisconsin, and then Indiana coming in there. Life is not easy in this conference.
No, it is not. You mentioned it, that so many things can change in the blink as Gibbs Lawhorn finds another jam.
Like in 1 week, you can say, man, we're on top of the world.
Yep.
We're winning games. We're beating good people. You lose 2 in a row in a week, and you're like, man, the sky is falling. And that's what so many teams go through over the course of a year.
Hatton delivers. Down Leal. Indiana will look for one final bucket. It's Galloway for three. That's good. And that is how this one will come to a close. For the second consecutive game, Indiana loses by 25 points. Illinois with a dominant performance on the road, 94-69. Your final score as the Illini improved to 13-4. Here is the Honda